Okay, during this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to do some rough cutting. What I've also, what I've already done here is I've already taped on the template, the cutting template, onto our workpiece here. It hasn't been machined at all. We're going to assume for this demonstration that we've already drilled our axle hole, so that should be the very first thing. It's not in this case, but we'll assume we did. One of the things I want you to take a close look at is you'll notice that right here, that this needs to be the bottom, and the reason for that is it's got a right angle. This particular type of workpiece blank has a taper that goes down that way, so you want to make sure that this has that right angle to it, and this is the bottom. A lot of times I'll even write bottom on here when I first get it, just to make sure that I know which one's the top, which one's the bottom. So this is the bottom, so I've completely taped this on, which we'll show you how to do in the workshop, and so it's nice and flat and not flipping up on us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my stabilizer and blade guard here is just above my workpiece, which it is. It should be approximately 1/4 of an inch. So I've got that all set up and ready to go. Notice too that I have my 3-inch margin of safety circle marked here, so I never want my fingers inside of that at any time. I'm going to have my push stick ready to go here. There's my push stick, so it's ready to go with that. And we're going to go ahead and get cutting here. I'm going to move the camera around just a little bit so you can see how we cut this. Okay. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to try to do is get over my shoulder here. Go ahead and raise this up a little bit. I'll do live and in color movements here. There we go. Okay, so that's much better. Okay, so you're going to see from the top how we go ahead and cut this. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply slice this right off here. I'm going to make a relief cut here to start. That way this falls right. And there's really not a whole lot to cut off here. So here we go. Just observe how I do this. I'm not going to need a push stick probably in this case. I may grab it at one point, but I'm going to put this down here and make sure we're in good shape there. Okay. I am going to turn on my dust collection though, so it might get a little loud. Actually, you know what? I'm going to skip that. Normally we'd have the dust collection on, but for purposes of this video, we're going to skip that. Okay, so I turn on my saw, making sure I have that area cleared, and we're ready to go. Okay, so what we're going to do, make that relief cut. And notice when I make that relief cut, I didn't go all the way through to that line. I made it just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to cut like this. And notice how I have my hand held in the back here. I don't have it up into the circle. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that I just cut the outside edge. Zoom in here for you. Notice how I have the outside edge of the blade, or I should say I'm cutting on the outside edge of that line. I'm not cutting too far in. Because if I cut too much off, I can't go back and cut more. Then I'm going to go this way with it. Very slow push. And what I'm doing is I'm going to push at the same time I'm turning. Now, I've got a bunch of stuff here. So what I'm going to do, I can use my push stick, or what I can do is I can use my car to just pull it out. Notice how I always pull it forward, and then when I clear the table, notice how I clear the table here. I put my hand down here, and I just grab it like this, and I just dump it in the garbage can. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this around the other way. So now the back of it's like this, and I'm going to go this way with it. Now notice where my hands are. They're way back here. They're not up into the circle. Now don't worry about how rough this is. It's supposed to be rough. It's a rough cut. We're going to clean all that up on the sander. Again, pull that out. We're going to toss it into our garbage can. A couple of finer cuts here. I'm going to zoom in to show you how that's done. Notice that I am not inside of the circle with my hands. Okay, looking good there. Just going to run the blade across there. Okay, that's pretty rough, so that's good. Okay, and then I'm going to come one more time over this way. Okay, looking good. Go ahead and turn that off. All that looks like it's getting ready to get stuck down there, so I'll just turn it off. Let the saw completely stop. And then I'll go ahead and take that out with my fingers carefully. Okay, so that's how we do a rough cut. What you would do is essentially the same thing with the top view. We would just take this off, put our top view on, and then we'd go ahead and probably raise this up a little bit and go ahead and do the same thing with the top view. So that's how we'll rough cut, and then of course you go to sanding after that.